All right. Will, I know you're gonna wrap up with your match soon, and I know
Yeah,
you're just trying to play so you can stay awake because you've been awake a lot. But
I have.
I think we can start. So, hello everybody. I am DKG's Avos. This is the Entry Hazard podcast. I still don't have a tagline for this, but joining me today, I have Josh Chrysler, aka Dodge, in chat over at Twitch, and this is King Will. So there's Will not paying attention to anything today because I think that just kind of set the mood for Worlds and therefore our Worlds discussion. So I'm going to start out. I think I want to start out with news even, and I think about the only real news is the shooting plot, which we all found out on Sunday, even though it was busted, Friday?
Yeah.
So it was busted on Friday, and it was two guys who had trading card game invites in Masters. So these were supposed to be competitors, and they both came out of Iowa. I think it was like James something and Nolan something. Whatever. I think almost everybody in the Pokemon community has probably heard of this by now, but there were threats made on Facebook or something.
Some sort of social media.
And
That's how the Boston. I want to say it was the Boston Police Department got a hold of it too.
yeah. So what ended up happening is the security people that were in charge at Pokemon worked with the Boston Police and kind of shut that down. So kudos to everybody that was involved with shutting it down, but I think the biggest sentiment that we all have here is like, why? I mean, why? I have a tough time with this.
I think I figured it out. To be honest with you, all right. I know you. I know I made the joke recently about like me trying to figure out TCG and everything.
Huh?
I think those were the dudes that got mollywopped by that Wailord deck in Nationals, where it's like literally they have two Wailords in the deck and that's all it is, and everything steals everything. And they got so pissed that they decided to shoot everybody up. So they're from Iowa. They have nothing better to do. You hear me, Iowa? Iowa, I'm talking to you, Corn Husker.
Scuba Steve.
You're a terrible human being, Will.
I try my best.
But yeah, so I'm trying to make this look nice in the overlay. But there were threats made on Facebook once they ended up getting to Boston. And I really don't want to give these guys too much exposure, but this is what they looked like. This is the news report. And they ended up finding a ton of ammunition and a ton of guns in the back seat of this guy's car. I'm not sure who owned the car, which one of them. There's some speculation that one of the guys claimed to not own the car, and therefore they weren't his guns, and he was not the person in possession of the guns because it wasn't his car. So he was basically pinning the blame on the other kid.
One is a grown ass man. One was like 27 years old. Like there's
Yeah.
no. And to be honest,
27
if you're
and
gonna be
18.
like in this day and age, big up to Pokemon for. I'm done my game. For being extremely up on social media,
Mm-hmm.
like really up on social media, and being able to get the extra security they needed, being to get everything they needed, and making it a safe and a extremely fun and pleasurable experience. Granted, it was it's not fun being able like if I have to go like I had my backpack the first day
Uh-huh.
just because it's a convention center and a mall.
Yeah.
Like walk in, I had to get my bag checked. To go to the mall, I had to get my bag checked.
Mm-hmm.
So it's constantly me having to get my damn bag checked. It wasn't a pain in the ass because I had pretty much my backpack was clear, so it was cool.
Yeah.
But it's just a hassle. I had to get checked in, and I smoke a lot. Obviously, you guys watch me stream. But it's kind of annoying. But you felt safe though. You didn't feel like, oh my God, something bad's going to happen. And like it's a family event, and
Yeah.
I just went with my friends, and I had the time of my life. To be honest with you.
So, I guess the only like, first of all, the one big controversy is that somebody tried to shoot up the World Championships of Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
This is initially supposed to be a kids game, and yes, all of us are adults in this podcast right now, and we all play it. We spend a lot of time playing this game. So I would not say that this is exclusively a kids game by any means, but there's a lot of kids in attendance.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense that you would want to go in there and shoot a bunch of kids as an adult. That doesn't make sense to me. The second big controversy is that this got busted on Friday, and nobody found out about it. The news did not break. Nobody told anybody until Sunday.
I'm sure a lot of people knew about it. They didn't want that sort of media, I guess, for this. They didn't want that hanging over everyone that was playing in the event.
So, Josh,
You know what
that totally feeds into my next question. It sounds like you agree with that decision to not let anybody know.
I mean, tell the people that need to know. You know, the people running the event. Don't tell the people participating or are just there to have fun at the event. They don't need to know that. They don't need their trip ruined by something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially because there's so many competitors coming from outside of the country.
Right.
And, like, you know what I mean? Like, I know, like, some of them are, like, very peaceful and, like, you know, and then you're going to have, like, the people, like, that are, like, very gun heavy.
Yeah.
And all that, where everybody and their mother has a gun. And they're like, why the hell do we have to leave our guns? No, but no,
that's slightly racist, but...
No, that's not racist. That's literally... No, you know, everybody in Sweden carries a damn gun. Or is it Switzerland? I'm thinking. One or the other. Like, everybody and mama has a gun. They have zero gun violence over there now. So, like, my whole thing is, like, if these events, yes, they should be like this every time. I'm not saying, like, you know, my local PC should be like this at all.
Yeah.
But something high profile like this, yeah, because you're going to have tens of hundreds of thousands of people constantly coming in and out. And especially a city like Boston, where they already had a tragedy a couple years ago.
Yeah. No, and I honestly, I can see the other side where, okay, it would be nice to know that, okay, Pokemon has this under control. We've got a security team. We hired private security, and we are bolstering our security by working with the Boston Police Department. There was a supposed threat of violence, and I think that that's something that some people would have liked to know, that there was somebody that said something and that Pokemon had it under control. However, I'm with you guys on this one, and I hate having three people that totally agree on the same thing. I'd like to have a differing viewpoint on some of these things, but...
No, because I know for me, like, I'd be just looking at every slack-jawed dude, like, and want to bop him.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, like, I'm because, you know, I'm not, like, just a straight East Coast guy. Like, I've been around, like, the areas, and, like, I know people from different areas, and, like, you say somebody from Iowa, I'm looking for every slack-jawed dude, period. You know what I mean? Like, would you not, like, you'll be on, like, high alert. It's kind of like you're at the bar or you're out, and somebody says, oh, like, this person that's blah-de-blah, like, is going to do something stupid. You're going to look for him and try to beat the out of him. Clefairy, right there.
Oh, I forgot to start the recording, so I'm going to have to get this one from Twitch. Whoops. Good thing I've got a decent internet connection and we're not dropping frames.
Hey.
Sorry, but we got the recording going now. So, Josh, you were trying to say something. Sorry, cut you off.
Well, I agree 100% with what Will just said. You know, if I'm there and if I'm competing, that's gonna make my mental game a whole lot worse. If I'm up there playing and I'm looking around to make sure no one's pulling a gun on me. You know what I mean?
No, and
I just don't want that on my mind whenever I'm in there trying to compete for, you know, a world championship.
Yeah, and like I said, I totally agree. I think it's kind of like the Disneyland mentality, where at Disneyland, you want to make sure that there's nothing bad going on. You always have all of your associates constantly smiling because Disneyland wants a happy environment. Nothing bad happens at Disneyland to ruin anybody's vacation because it's Disneyland. Yeah. And I think that's kind of what Pokemon was kind of going for. And
but also, like, that shows, like, the power of, like, said company, though.
Yeah. And
like,
so...
Nintendo and Pokemon, they have such power over even media. Just awesome-ish. Like
Awesome-ish, but I
like
mean,
there's certain things that's going to piss us off, but at the same time, like they give a damn about our safety, and that's makes it better. Because like at least for me, like I want my eventual seed to be able to play Pokemon. You know what I mean? Like I want stuff like that to happen, and I want to be like everybody be happy and safe and all that. You know what I mean?
oh yeah, no, I feel completely comfortable. I think that if it was a company that I trusted less with my safety, that I trusted less with basically anything, I think it's the fact that we all trust Pokemon. The fact that we know that Pokemon is going to do its best, and especially as much as they've proven in the last couple of years, that they definitely have us in mind, and they're trying to make these events about us, essentially, right?
Yeah.
So, like I said, I can see the other side where people would have just wanted to know, but I think this one, because we know it's Pokemon and we all trust Pokemon to an extent, I think that's the biggest part.
I think it would make the experience totally different. To be
Oh
honest.
yeah, no, now if this was a Call of Duty tournament, I'm just telling you right now that if this was a Call of Duty tournament and somebody was planning on shooting the place up, I would have wanted to know because it's Call of Duty. But
No, cause I'm saying no, because if this was like somebody else, like if it was Sony or like Microsoft, that shit would have been known like 2 weeks ago, though. You know what I mean? Like everybody, mom would have known. Like it's not like it's the honest to God truth, like because they have such like everybody in those companies has such loose lips, and it's just bad for like everything. Like you lose attendance, you lose this that, and the third, you know, like it's bad. And honestly, like I think we should stop giving these people like any more time of day. Just
nope, I totally agree. Pretty much done with it. So, Will, let's move on. Let's go to the Boston Open real quick. Tell me about the Boston Open. Boston.
First off, I learned how to say potato in Massachusetts. It's potato. Potato. Yeah, and that there's Dunkin' Donuts at every freaking corner. The Boston Open was awesome. The experience was, it felt like a regional. Just with people from different countries, and it was outrageous. It was so much hype, like, and it was a very interesting experience because, mind you, you know, I mean, being part of the community and being like, you know, I'm out there like just trying to get like, I'm talking about us and everything out there, like, and I was talking to, I really was, and I was talking about like, a whole bunch of different things. Like, I wound up with like 10 more Twitter followers. I don't even know how that happened. Pretty cool. But
oh no, my window capture. There we go. I got it. Sorry, my window capture wasn't working. I was trying to get everything going.
But yeah, it was kind of cool. Like I got like I said, I was able to battle like a bunch of different people and a local that I'm used to battling in my tour. Ray Rizzo scrubbed out. Guys, Ray Rizzo, former national champion, 3-time national champion, scrubbed out and dropped from the first regional event after he said he's coming back.
I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah, no problem.
He scrubbed out. He got mollywopped.
Oh, that's.
I'm just letting everybody know that our hero Ray Rizzo has been mollywopped.
I mean, it happens to all of us. I mean, you can't win them all.
I just don't. I think the game's a little too far ahead of him right now. I think he became so good where he doesn't give a damn. This is the meta. This is how it's going to be, and it's so far ahead of him.
Yeah.
Which, but there was a lot of good players that didn't make it. Like Bravius didn't. Like if you follow Nugget Bridge at all, dudes like Bravius, Major Bowman, Tristan Morant, they didn't make it, and it was to me that's crazy.
Yeah.
But then you had Ashton Cox with a Jigglypuff.
What? No way.
Ashton Cox ran a Jigglypuff team.
No way. You're lying.
Rengar.
Went 7-0 with a Jigglypuff team?
7-0 with a Jigglypuff team. He didn't win it. Some German guy won the tournament.
But I mean, he won his flight.
Yeah, he did.
He was undefeated in his flight.
And I think he might have made whatever. Our current leader in CP in America is Pete Oz. The guy who I believe I was talking to you about it maybe, who went to like 4 scrubby PCs like that were very little known.
Yeah.
That he went and he already has 120 40 times 4 is 160 points.
Yeah.
And all he got to do is go to one more PC and win it.
Jesus.
And he's already capped out. And he got big points on that one. So pretty much dude's already locked for nationals.
That's insane.
No, that's cheap. That's dirty. You hear me, P-Dog? I'm watching my mouth. But come to Philly, I'll f your ass up. Hey, just, sorry. Cheap ass shit. No,
Getting called out.
no, seriously, I wish I had the money so I could just go to, like, Kansas or whatever, and...
Oh,
buy-
this editing this week is going to be terrible. It's
enjoy it.
so
Enjoy
bad.
it, friend.
Oh,
Because
it's gonna be so
this is
bad.
where I'm salty. This is where I'm salty right here. Like,
Oh, man.
where they have a 4-day event and 4 PCs,
Mm-hmm.
and you body people. And this dude pays to even go to other countries just to try to get CP so he go to Worlds.
I mean,
No, that's playing to win. That's like, for that, go play TCG, dude. Because that's all it is, play to win.
all right, so I want to backpedal here for a minute. Because I want to note it. I want to note some big
aren't you
names. Because what was it? Each top 8 from each flight will move on, right?
Yeah.
And so people that bubbled out, Judy Azarelli.
Oh, Jody dropped for day 1.
Huh?
Jody dropped day 1.
Really?
Of Worlds 2, yeah. He went like 1 and 3 and just scrubbed out. Like Ray Rizzo scrubbed out. Like Major Bowman, if you followed Nugget Bridge at all, you know he went to Nugget Bridge, their challenge
I think
thing.
got Jody here, 5-2.
Oh, no, I'm saying day 1 of Worlds, he scrubbed out.
Oh, day 1 of Worlds. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So he just came over to you. I'm talking still Boston Open. Don't be
No,
changing
no.
stuff.
Sorry. No, but Boston Open, there was a lot of good players that missed out. Like I said, Tristan Moran, who's one of the better players. Major Bowman missed out. Your boy missed out because some asshole dropped.
Yep.
I was 5-2.
Sorry,
There was a lot of 5-2. Like, at least in my I know my flight was very, like, heavy.
Raul Arias. I don't know. Number 2 from flight number 2. That name sounds familiar, and I don't know why. I feel like I played against him on Battle Spot before. I want
How
to
you
say
spell
that
it?
I won, but
How do you spell it?
Rau.
No, I know how to spell Raul.
Okay. Arias. But I feel like I played him on BattleSpot, but I can't remember if he actually goes by Raul or not. But yeah, no. I don't know. What sort of teams did you see in Boston Open? Did you see some creativity over there?
I saw a lot of creativity. I saw a lot of rain, which
Yeah.
is not creative at all. But
But
I
here's
I saw a Numal, if that counts for anything. No, because you guys already know my team. Like, I'm running
Yeah.
a predominantly sand team, and
Yeah.
you see T-Tar use Thinking Scarf or Sash or whatever it uses. So
Mhm.
I freak people out by using Mega T-Tar, and they're just like, why is this thing so damn bulky? And it's not that bulky. But
Yeah.
Mega T-Tar, no one's used to Mega T-Tar.
No, not a whole lot of people use Mega T-Tar. Probably.
So it benefited me. Like, the Australian, I battled an Australian who made it to the World's Day 1, and she scrubbed out. But
Mhm.
she bodied me. She used Tailwind Charizard and a Lumberry Metagross.
Did you follow her through the tournament? How'd she do?
I think she ended up 4-3. Because, like I said, in Flight 4, there were a lot of good players.
Yeah.
So, like, at one point, it was me and the dude, Siago. We were talking. We're both 4-3, and, like, we needed, like, a little bit of hoodoo to work.
Yeah.
And we didn't get that. Like, and then, of course, like, after they updated, like, the people that dropped, because they didn't update it during the tournament.
Right.
At the end, like we were both at decent part, and then so we battled 2 of the same people, and because they went, like, they scrubbed out at 1 and 2, and then that dropped our win percentage a lot.
Yeah. No,
And that's unfortunate, but it's the part of every tournament. It happens to everybody, like, any given tournament.
It does suck, but no, you're totally right. So how many players were there per flight? Because the one disappointment that I have with
It wasn't like 100-something like it was initially announced. It turned out being like 60-something per flight.
60 something per flight, that's pretty crazy though.
It was very intense. Like I remember talking to you guys, and I was like, when I was 2-2, I was just like, I'm winning it out. I'm winning out. I'm winning out. I have to win out. You never have to timer stall. Like, because I got timer stalling down.
Yeah.
Because I have such a bulky enough team where I can, like, if I have to, I will. And wasn't put in that situation at all
Yeah.
after that. Because you won Dragon Dance is game over for everybody.
Yeah.
And I think the last match I ended up against the kid, the seniors national champion from Peru, and he just looked so defeated. Like when he was battling me, he just looked so defeated. Like, why is this T-Tar Dragon dancing on me? It's a normal T-Tar. Why is the normal T-Tar Dragon dancing on me? Like I'm sitting there just like spamming Rock Slide at one point, and he's like refusing to bring his Charizard in. Like he brought it in at one point, switched it out. I'm like, okay, what are you doing? So when
and then you finally Digivolved and
no. Then when he brings the T-Tar again, like when he brings the Charizard in again, I just sat there and Dragon danced in his face, and all I heard him saying was, "Oh dear God, why?" in Spanish, and I was just sitting there like, "Sorry, Bob," and I just rock slid my heart out, and I go so bad. Like I already had 3 Dragon dances up, and Kid let me set up, so
yeah.
sorry, buddy.
Let's see. I want to read the chat real quick. Gryga Beast DS says he went 4-3 with his Murkrow, and that was his first event. And Boston Open had a bunch of variants, and it had exactly 200 people in all 4 flights.
Oh, was it? Then I thought it was 64. That's not
Plus 86 DNF.
Well, it says 200 combined in all 4. So.
Yeah, so that'd be
Probably
50 between
50
all.
each.
50 each.
I thought it was 60 or something like that at one point. I think people dropped or didn't show up because you had to pay for it the night before online.
Yeah.
Or I think you could pay it the same day, but I wasn't really paying too much attention because I was like dead.
Yeah.
Like I paid for like my thing at a rest stop in New Jersey.
Why must you make editing hard, Will? I hate you.
You hear me, Jersey? Enjoy editing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. I think it's about time that we take a break. I know this podcast normally we usually I'm hinting on stream here what we're going to do after the break. But normally a stream is what? We usually do about 45-minute segments, and today we're doing about half-hour segments because we're doing it later at night, so we're taking it a little bit shorter. But
I'm tired.
Yeah, Will's had a long weekend, and we're making it shorter segments. So after the break, since we've talked about Boston Open now, and we've talked about what happened with the drama at Worlds and News, I have a huge rant to make about Worlds. So,
and I have a huge rant to make about Avos.
I'm sure you do. All right, so we're going to take a break real quick, and we'll be right back.